How are you doing, everyone? It's me, TheDomotaku, here today to talk about Masamune-Kun's Revenge, Episode 3. Did he go with the revenge plan or not? No, not really, but it's sort of progressing to be like, almost like Kuzu no Honkai, in my opinion. This series, it's pretty similar to Kuzu no Honkai in terms of what I thought was going to happen in that show. And it's like, you know what, the way this is all going, I'm assuming it's going to go the same way as Kuzu no Honkai. You can see that video if you want to see what I'm talking about, but I'll explain the end towards the end, yes. So, episode 3, you continue after that whole thing where Aki rejects Masamune-Kun, and then they have this huge test, and they try to compete to see who's better. They end up at a draw due to both of them being too worked up about every single thing about them trying to win and whatnot. And then it turns out to be a draw, except Aki accepts the date thing because I don't know what I was talking about. So yeah, they bet that, you know, if Masamune-Kun scores higher, Aki goes on a date with him. If Aki scores higher, then she gives a nickname to Masamune-Kun for the rest of the school year, and that was that. They both end up in a draw because they both failed because shit happened, and Aki goes out with a date anyways. And I'm just like, you know, Masamune-Kun himself said that, you know, like, oh, it's a draw, it doesn't count as a win, you don't have to go on a date with me. But she goes on it anyways because it's not like she's falling in love with him or anything, right? So anyways, then she comes out in this whole cosplay dress thing, and it's super awkward and stuff. They watch a horror movie, they eat well, Aki probably eats a lot of food, and then, you know, the day ends where freaking Aki one punch! I can't. First time I used that for 2017. She one punches Masamune-Kun, knocks him out, and then you have this whole lap pillow scene thing, and then the ending's where it gets interesting. So you have Masamune-Kun talking with Yoshino, who we sort of learn her motive about why she's helping Masamune-Kun, which is weird. So I'll explain the end. You have them talking and stuff, and that's about it. So one of the big things that I was super, peaked about, I don't know, I lost my train of thought, was Yoshino's motive, because she serves Aki. So I was like, okay, why is she helping Masamune-Kun get this revenge on her, and possibly, like, you know, like, having her, like, you know, go through this, like, situation where she's gonna get dumped and then probably be depressed or something like that, right? And it's like, oh, you know, this is for Aki's benefit. If she needs to reevaluate herself, because on the outside she's basically like a tsundere and shit. She seems me on the outside giving nicknames and acting like a total ass to everyone, but deep inside, you know, she's sort of caring to an extent. She, you know, punched Masamune-Kun, but then she, in the end, she let him rest on her lap until he woke up and whatnot. So it's all that. So then, yeah, oh, Aki needs to evaluate herself. If I help you dump her, and then she changes from that and changes herself for the better, then it benefits me and her. It's like, that seems pretty fetched. Like, as much as it's like that might make some sense, but as a motive or whatever, but that seems like totally like stupid of a reason. But you know, it kind of makes sense. So you help someone be like fall into this tragedy and shit, and then they might like overcome it and look at themselves and change. Well, actually, it kind of does make sense. Actually, I don't know what the hell I was talking about. So that's her motive, and you know, at first I thought that Aki was like a total like ass master and like treated her unwell as a kid or something like that. But I guess that might not be the case. We don't actually know her background, but it's interesting because Yoshino and Aki are like, and the other girls are like main characters in the anime technically, or like, you know, they're sort of main focus in the end. I'll explain that also at the end. So towards the end, you have Masamune, or you know, after this scene, Aki walks away, and that's it. But you know, throughout this whole episode, or throughout the series, technically, I've been assuming, like, you know, yeah, you know, these guys are gonna fall in love, and then, you know, supposedly Masamune-Kun goes with his revenge plan, right? Supposedly. Except I think that, you know, Masamune-Kun like turns around and is like, you know what, I can't do this revenge plot against Aki. I actually like her or something, or she actually likes him, and then dumping her would be super like tragedy, right? So that's what I was assuming, like, you know, like towards, like, you know, throughout this series, Masamune-Kun has revenge in his mind, but then towards the end he's like, shit, I can't really do this. You know, I actually like her or something like that, right? That's all I was assuming, right? That's just a theory. And then that's what I thought, and of course after this episode you see that these two are sort of getting closer bit by bit. You know, they hang out with each other, they went on a date, technically. And then now we have Yoshino. Now Yoshino's character is quite I'm assuming is all theory and whatnot, right? Because towards the end of the episode, you have, or for one, I also want to talk about how Aki planned this whole date. You know, like oh, Yoshino told me about this outfit and what to do this whole day, watch this movie and shit like that, right? But no, it was all her idea. She is totally tsundere. Just like I said, probably, you know, evil bitch on the outside and sort of caring the inside, sort of, because, you know, sort of doesn't cut it. But anyways, Yoshino's character, yeah, so Yoshino, you know, we know her motive and whatnot, but in the end of the episode, you have her talking to Masamune-Kun on the phone, you have the maid come up and then have to say, for some reason, like, oh, it's weird, or it's different that you're talking to someone besides Aki, you seem to be having a lot of fun, and she is, so she said that, or Yoshino says, yeah, like, I'm having a lot of fun with this, so with that in mind, I'm just like, why would you have that scene? So in the opening and the ending, I think, I'm not exactly sure, you have the 4 main girls of this show, which is Aki, Yoshino, the class representative, who is, I think, is still, you know, it's awkward because like Masamune-Kun just like rejected her and whatnot, and then you have this like long-haired girl who we haven't met yet, right? So these are the 4 main girls of this show probably, and you know, Masamune-Kun is probably gonna be like dealing with all of them towards the end of the series. The 4th girl, I haven't met her yet, but whatever. So Yoshino being part of that circle, right? You know, I'm assuming that, you know, Yoshino, you know, like, she's becoming sort of really good friends with Masamune-Kun at this point, and I can't imagine so that she would probably start liking him too. And then you have this whole conflict thing with the class representative, Aki, Yoshino, and then that one mystery girl who we don't know yet, probably later on in the series. So that is that, and that's all just a theory, because, you know, in the, I don't know, I'm still gonna say in the cover, but, you know, the opening and ending, who's in there? It's Masamune-Kun and then these 4 girls. These 4 girls are probably the main girls in the series, and like probably gonna be like, oh, you know, Yoshino's this person, Aki's this person, this mystery girl is gonna come up later on after there's some tension between them. Class rep is class rep, who's got rejected the 2nd episode, which is kind of disappointing. But anyways, yeah, so, you know, there's still a lot more to the series so far, but, you know, Aki and Masamune-Kun are sort of getting up there, and, you know, Masamune-Kun is like, oh man, I almost seriously fell in love with this girl. I'm just like, no, revenge is always the answer. Well, it's technically not. Don't listen to Masamune-Kun. He's delirious. So anyways, yeah, that's about it for this episode. You know, I can't believe well, I don't know about this. It's really awkward. You know, Aki, I say in episode 2, like, you know, revenge is never the answer. Go with class rep, have a happy ending. But then, you know, whatever. If you can really change Aki from being a total asshole and a tsundere and, like, you know, stop giving nicknames to people and whatnot, then be my guest. If it helps her change and stop making her like an ass and being mean to people, then go ahead, be my guest. That's fine. And Yoshino, you can be whatever the heck you want. She looks like a freaking assassin wearing the hood all the damn time, but she's pretty cool. I actually like her now. So anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video if you like this episode, because it was pretty okay, I guess. Revenge is never the answer anyways. Subscribe, because next episode we'll hopefully see, oh, I don't know, we'll subscribe because overall we'll cover the series and we're gonna see if Masamune-Kun actually goes along with this quote-unquote revenge plan, or if they're gonna do a Kuzuno Honkai and have those two actually fall in love with each other and stuff like that. I didn't spoil anything in the series, did I? Well, I haven't really watched the whole thing yet, or seen the whole series. So anyways, enough of that stuff. I'll see you guys on the next video on the TheDomotaku channel. So take care, guys, and matane. I accidentally turned on the camera. Oh, I did. So that's awkward. How's it going, guys? I don't know if I'm gonna put this on the video or not, but it's freaking, what the frick is that, 5:30 in the morning, and I just finished all of my recordings for the episode reviews and whatnot. Masamune-Kun, Fuka, rewrites, and what the frick is the 4th one? Kuzuno Honkai. Yeah. So I'm done. I'm sleepy. I'm gonna go sleep now. Bye.